Yo, how's it going, guys? Today I'm going to be showing off what I feel is the strongest version of Yummy. It's going to be Yummy Azamina. So I hit dual level max with this, and I think I'm currently in diamond and rank though because of DK. But I'm just going to be showing off some plays that can do, how you can play into boards, how you can use your disruptions properly. If you don't like the Azamina part, but you still like Yummy, I feel like Sulfur Cord Yummy is a close second, especially being able to make the Nat Beast with the weird Morphtron guy, or whatever it's called. I think that's a lot of value because I'm facing so many striker players, and it's good into this deck as well. So we're gonna just always lead pre-release map. It has to be at the beginning of main phase 1. Normal swing Cupsy just eats a disruption for absolutely free here. And we're gonna Ash this. Just because. So now this is a cool interaction. I fast forward it. They tried to MST the field spell. So you can actually use the secret third effect of Yummy Surprise here to return a field spell from your face up field graver to the hand, and then you can optionally place Yummy field spell from your hand face up on your field. So basically, this just takes it off the field, puts it back down, and now it's a different card. Even if it's in the same zone, it's a different card, technically. So the MSC just misses on it. Yeah, unfortunately, we do get dropleted here. But we could just summon out here, go into our Snatchy, bring back another guy. Everything gets bounced, but we do get back the surprise. And fortunately for us, we still have the striker engine here to keep extending. So there's a ton of gas. We're playing this full board. Typically, Yummy is really weak to spot removal on your normal summon. But as you can see, they have a bunch of removal with the Sheena as well. And we're still super fine. Going to be using our surprise to bounce stuff, and then chaining it to just not bounce our guys and instead use them for material. They're out of everything. I miscalculated here. I'm pretty low on time. Yeah, just make sure to delete the trap that eats like the majority of the disruption. They actually hit a lot of my stuff here. This actually does not matter at all for follow-up, because this can shuffle back from banishment. So it is still call by, which kind of really hurts. That's why I'm summoning back 2 of the non-links here. They do a little bit of chain blocking here. Banish another copy of MST here. So down to 2. They already don't have access to their trap anymore. Gonna be pushing me back into the back row and popping this. It's actually really interesting. The Typhon, I'm gonna start trying to clean up the board, but I only have to deal 100 damage, right? So realistically, yeah. They have 1 monster negate though. So you can see I get to put all this stuff back here. I'm going to use a negate on that. I can just normal summon it. Sheena's going to come out. And it's too late since we already get the Abak surprise. We're going to summon out the LZ here. I'm going to use this to grab the minion because remember the Snatchy is call buyed. And now we're just going to use Yummy Way to put a bunch of bodies on board. Punch over them. They do pop my field spell. I'm sad. They summon this out. We set the Imperm. I have like 5 seconds left. I was considering routing into an Omni Negate here first. But at the end of the day, I really don't think it matters. Yeah, they lose here as well. They just surrender. So off to the next one. Alright, so here we're going to be playing against Malice. So that means we're going to get Super Giga Hand Trapped. As per usual. Now, losing half your health does seem kind of scary, but Cupsy is just so much more scary. Even though I had the Cupsy in hand already, this maybe it beats like an Ash or something. It's weaker to Droll, but like the way I see it is there's more copies of Ash than Droll in their decks, and they're more likely to be on Ash than on Droll for the most part, right? Like Radiant Typhoon, maybe not so much. So kind of an awkward line here, don't worry about it. Because at this point, I'm going to attack this back out, so I at least have it in the extra deck. They're not all in the graveyard. And now they're going to Ball Drake and hit my my synchro that I kept in the grave, right? So I have 2 Cupsies, I have a Marshmallow, and we have the Snatchy. Now, what's dangerous about the Ball Drake is if your opponent special summons an extra deck monster from anywhere. It doesn't have to be from the extra deck. So if I actually bring back the Snatchy here, they can sack the Nib and just banish my Snatchy, and I'm super cooked. So we're definitely going to be bringing back the Marshmallow, also because it adds me back to surprise, right? And now during their turn, if they just have like Field Spell, is crazy, right? But during their turn, I can now bring back my my Snatchy, and then if they opt to use the Ball Drake, I can just go into something else. Now this is important. I'm making the cookie here intentionally as bait, right? So you can see they just tribute off the Dormouse. This is an ignition effect, doesn't trigger on summon, so that's why I'm intentionally doing the plays right now. And it's already summoned itself back, right? I summoned the Cookie Way to threaten that I can book their stuff. Since they are the turn player, they have turn player priority. So their trigger effects go on the chain first. So they're going to use the Ball Drake, and I'm going to intentionally pass on Cookie's book effect, right, to flip them face down, and instead use the other effect now to bounce myself back. This is going to dodge the Ball Drake. Now we get to summon out another Snatchy. Summon out the Cupsy, draw into Maxi. We're just better like that. And then I could just remake the Cookie Way and flip all their stuff face down again. Right, so that's how you can play around their outs. All right, here our hand is crazy. Of course, we have Marshmallow and Cupsy. Now, I am going to grief this and play into Ash Blossom because I'm an idiot. What I should have done here is I activate the Snatchy and then I chain the Surprise, or the other way around, doesn't really matter. No, I think I have to Surprise first, right? Yeah, whatever. So what happens is I bring back the Marshmallow with the Surprise. So then I can chain link 1 Cupsy, and then I can chain link 2 the Marshmallow, and to add back the Surprise. That way they can't Ash my Cupsy because Marshmallow's on a higher chain. They can't impermit because I have Yummies in the graveyard, so I can just tag out and everything. But I don't because I'm a dumbass. Yeah, happens, right? Anyways, what I want to show off here is the LZ. It's actually not even a brick if you draw it. It's a free body that you can just use to go into the Camellia, as well as it being a level 2 non-tuner to make Herald more easily. And you can actually just use its effect on the field as well, which will come up right in a second here. I feel another disruption. I just want to see if I can get rid of it, right? They hit the Kagari. Kagari's still a link 1. It doesn't have to be Snatchy, actually. It just has to be a link 1. So we go into the Lollipop Yummy Way. And this actually lets you just fuse with the Veiler. Because the requirement on this is an illusion monster, which is our LSET, right? And 1 light spellcaster, which is just the Veiler. And we just get infinite advantage off of this. So that's pretty crazy. They're just going to scoop it up right here. Just wanted to show off the LZ line. All right, another juicy hand. We did open a few of the bricks, but we're always going to lead the Purivis map. Going to grab the Cupsy. Normal summon the Cupsy. They Ash this. It really doesn't matter at all, especially since we already have the Surprise in hand. Yeah, that really just doesn't matter. Snatchy brings back out. Now we get to go into our Cupsy Way. Add the Cookie and the Lollipop. And I'm just going to pitch the Engage because I don't feel like using it in this line. Camellia's just going to go ahead and add this back anyways. We don't have enough spells in the graveyard off of this combo route. So for Engage to get an extra draw. So it just never really mattered. And we're going to make the Star Ham here. Pitch one of our extra yummies, bring back a 2, and then the 3 plus 2 plus 1 makes for Ciela. We can always send our field spell that you get for free, and I like making Omega here as my synchro. You can also make Boral Savage. Remember, you can just route through Camellia. Yeah, but this gives me knowledge of their deck, and it can also rip stuff like Dark Ruler or Droplets or Super Poly that your Boral Savage would not be able to negate, right? So I like this a lot more. Plus, you don't have to route through the link, but whatever floats your boat, right? So we were gonna use the Hollowed Azamina, chain the Wanted because we can then send it from the field. Go for the Ilias Sylvia. So the cool thing about this line is you can actually return the LZ Azamina, and that lets you keep the Murcielago on field a little bit longer. Demod goes for souls because it helps you extend, can get you a few extra draws and everything. Flip this face up first here. We have an extra body for absolutely no reason. We take those, get a nice draw, make the Herald, and now we're going to shuffle back our field spell here. And we have the surprise to bring out our Yummy after 2 Omnis and an SP here. Alright, so the last replay basically just showed off the line if you start with the Yummy stuff. Here we're going to be going ahead and just starting with the Diabell Star stuff. And we just get to keep the Marshmallow as our normal summon to extend in case anything happens, right? So yeah, I don't think Dragoon is worth it. Your extra deck is really tight already as is. And you can't really protect the Cupsy with these lines anyways. I really like the Souls. It's a really nice extender. Sometimes I feel like I'm missing the Illusion of Chaos, but I don't really want to draw Souls or IOC, right? So that's why I'm only on Souls. But it would be nice sometimes you get to shuffle some stuff back that you can just search for anyways. And Herald can float into it as well. It's just not necessary. I think if you're on like 60 cards and you slap like some Mitsu stuff, then there's definitely more of an argument to be made. But I just don't think it's worth it in this way. Yeah, so we just normal summon our guy. Now I don't use the token here. I instead make sure I use the Yummy. That way, in case they have Imperm, I don't have to waste my Omni Negate on it. I can just tag out, right? And keep it for like a more important choke point. Yeah, and now once we have our Omni on field, we can just go ahead, do all these shenanigans. Remember, put this in the extra monster zone, or because you have to summon back exactly 2 guys. Sorry, I'm just pitch another dude. Gonna go for another draw here. And yeah, I forgot we have to has to have effect monsters. So we just have a spare token laying around here. That's kind of on me. So evenly matched coming out here. You have a negate for it. The pretty nice part is you can't get dropleted on Ilya Sylvia. Like they can't chain droplets because you tribute yourself. Same for the Herald. Unfortunately, they have enough traps to pitch, and it's going to be rollback and Rainbow Bridge. So I'm just dead here. Yeah, I have to negate this anyways, right? Because if I don't, they're just gonna drop with the Herald, and I'm dead, right? So that really sucks. Now, what I do get to do here, though, they're going to evenly matched off of the rollback here, and I'm just gonna go ahead and save my guys, right? I can't die this turn. It's end of the battle phase already, and now for next turn, I still have SP and the Cupsy. Yeah, you can't face down banish tokens because it can't go face down, so it just stays. Otherwise, everything would have been gone. So you can't choose. It's the same ruling as with Nibiru, and they're gonna go into like a bunch of horror stuff here. Yeah, sending Sulliak with a sense for cost, so not card effects, so they can't actually search off of it. But now they get to banish this. They mill 3 and 60, hit a name, going to Kit Close. So fortunately, we do have a Veiler here. And then just going to go into Fiendsmith combo, Pilgrim Reaper. Just mill even more cards, just Zombie Vampire at home, basically, right? Alright, send my token. Which, I mean, I guess it could come up. It's not like it matters. I ran through 20 cards already. What the heck? Yeah, so here's the Pilgrim Reaper. And there we go. You can see they hit Shuffler. They build some good starters for me. They're going to actually banish my synchro here. And again, this doesn't really matter if you can get the if you have the minion and grave. This is another argument to be made. I'm not playing Acro. I really don't want to draw that card ever. But if you run both field spells, you can just overlay them over each other to keep cycling them into the grave and then shuffling back your banished stuff. But if your field spell gets banished, you can summon back Marshmallow off of Synchro. What's really cool is it has to be off of like a light beast synchro or whatever, right? So you can use Starter Ham to bring it back as well. Yeah, so we want to tag out here. They have Needlebug Nest. Kind of crazy. They just hit Rollback and Eradicator Virus. Like, what the heck, man? Yeah, they're just call spell. Fortunately, we don't have any. Starham's coming back here. And this is just we can crash and then we have enough for game. All right, guys, this is where the Duelist Cup matches start. This is where the games start getting hype. I'm going to be pushing through full boards or play through a ton of breakers, right? So we lead the Pure East map. I smelled Ash this game. I knew they had it. They activated it. It never mattered. We don't roll summon Cupsy anyways. Now we get to go into the combo here. And of course, I wouldn't show you guys this if they're just going to scoop. I already showed you the full combo resolving and everything. How you can do it. So here we're going to be pushing through a bunch of interactions, and we're going to be using our disruptions in a smart way as well, and hopefully you guys can learn something from that too. So personally, I'm not exactly sure when to pitch what cards yet, right? So you'll see me like discarding like some hand traps occasionally and everything. I think it's worth it here, right? You get an Omni over the Imperm. We also get to route through the Omega here. It gives me a hand rip. So I hit the Hornet drones. Now I know we're playing against either Yummy or Sky Striker or something. So this can like help us layer our disruption, like sequence our disruptions in a more optimal way. I go for the Lamborghini Murcielago. Grab the Wanted here. Now we can just put back the main deck LZ again. Really nice, so you don't have to like link off this thing yet. Or shuffle it back, just lose the bodies. Kind of pointless. Boom, put the Demod in the EMZ to threaten Gravity Controller, scare them a little bit. We're not running it, but I mean, they don't know that, right? And as per usual, we're going to draw into exactly Diabellstar. I don't know why. It's always Diabellstar. All right, so through Ash, which did nothing because we had the card we're searching for anyways, we get to rip a card, SP. We have Cupsy with the Lollipo and the Cookie and a Cupsy in Graveyard. So full Yummy setup. We have an Omni Negate with Surprise for Insulation, and we have an Imperm as well. So they're going to go ahead and Lightning Storm us, so it's a good thing we get that Omni Negate on the field here. They have Thrust now. That's really interesting. They just get to activate this, right? Because we use the monster effect. And then they set a spell trap. But if we control a monster, they can add it to their hand instead. So if they just add Raigeki, I'm kind of like cooked, I guess, right? Or Duster or whatever would really hurt. Duster would probably hurt more than Raigeki. So what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to chain the SP to get my guys off the field, right? This means they can't just well, I mean, they are going to search for Duster, but they can't activate it this turn is the point, because I don't control monsters on resolution, so they can't just add it to their hand. That means my back row is safe, which means I still have imperm, plus we still have the surprise here. We're going to use this ASAP, right? Because at this point, I'm fairly certain they're on strikers, right? So I want to get this out before they get to go into the Ray or something. And they just have the Raigeki as well. So I'm shuffling this back into the extra deck. Yeah. I just wanted it in the extra deck, essentially. I know none of this stuff triggers. They have Ray here. And they're going to go for Hayate. And I know that they have no spells rotation, right? Like no named spells, whatever. So I feel very confident improving this here. They have no hand. We know the set card is Duster. So it's not like they can go for linkage or anything. I'm going to go for Shizuku here. And during the end phase, this is a misplay. If they toggle on, they have priority because it's their turn to use this. This player didn't. I'm going to assume it's toggle auto or something. That passes prio to me to bring back my cards. And this is really, really bad for them. Because when they use the Shizuku now to search for engage here, I get to bring back Cookie and Lollipo. And since they only have the one Ray, I can banish the Ray and then pop the Shizuku, and then the Ray won't trigger to come back, and the Shizuku is cleared. We know they have a dead Duster on field and engage in hand, and it's going to be my turn, and they're about to die. All right, another banger going first here. We open double deception, which is kind of awkward. I should like discard one or something, right? And they're going to use Retaliating Sea. This really sucks. It's really, really good against Hollowed Azamina because I reveal the card. I could do that under Retaliating Sea. And then I send the Sinful Spoils card from my hand field to the graveyard, which I attempt to do, but they get banished. Then special summon that revealed monster. So I don't actually get to send them to the graveyard. So I don't get to special summon the monster. And instead it kills the entire engine. Funnily enough, this clears up my field to let me imperm them. Yeah, so now we get to have engage, which is full combo essentially. Now here I'm contemplating, is this a deck that can play under their own Retaliating Sea or not, right? So next turn, it's going to be live again because the imperm wears off. Do I want to SP to out this? Or do I want to keep this up because I'm betting on it hurting their deck more than it hurts mine? And I'm just going to delete it. I feel like my board is probably strong enough. We have 2 synchros set up. This means I can get into a Herald with this field, right? Like resolve Lollipo and then Snatch, you can just synchro off these guys as tuners. We have the Yummy Surprise here as well and everything. So I feel pretty safe here. Yeah, and it's going to be some Primite shenanigans. They're going to get rid of my field spell. So I've touched on this before, right? But you need the field spell to like deal any semblance of damage ever, find lethal ever. And now it's banished. But there is a way to still recover it from the banishment. Here, maybe I was thinking maybe I should have booked this so they don't get back the Drill Beam. I don't know. I'm not sure. I think I'm fine against Drill Beam. I'm gonna summon out the Dork Magician. I don't ash this because I don't care about Dark Magician, and maybe they're an idiot and make demod, which turns out they are. They did not read the text on their own card that says you cannot activate the effects of special summon monsters on the field this turn. So I'm just gonna go ahead and book it. Get rid of the normal monster here, whatever, right? And we draw into the best card. This is actually how we get back our field spell. So I'm just hoping they don't instantly banish that, right? Because that would make everything super awkward and it would be kind of hard to find lethal. So I'm linking it off with the quickness ASAP. Now it's in the graveyard. And if it's summoned, I get to add a spell check from my grave to hand. But if I special it with the effect of a synchro monster, I can actually just place a Yummy Field spell for my deck or banishment back into the zone. So here we're going to force out the Jewel Beam and just delete their body here. So no point in bothering chaining here or anything, right? We just want to resolve our Cupsy Way here. Send out the Marshmallow. And this does just get banished. I don't really care. I'm going to chain block this because, like, better safe than sorry, I guess, right? Not sure what they could have. And we can dodge a Veiler as well with the Snatchy. So we get to place this. They somehow Spirit of Yubel. Why are they playing this? I don't know. I can't look at their deck list. It's a Duelist Cup. And they're intentionally not going to activate the effect. So otherwise, I would just SP clear this and like I'd win instantly, right? So smart on them. Unfortunately, it just can't be destroyed by battle. And I'm going to go into my Lollipo here. I'm intentionally searching for it. I'm going to go ahead and make Herald, get the negate, like a little bit of the floodgate and stuff. And I want to get rid of their Jewel Beam. I don't want them to be able to like reset it somehow or whatever. I want them to have to commit another search to it. We're going to opt to go for Typhon. Now, I think it's a misplay. Like, they got greedy for the damage, I guess. They should have hit the Herald because I'm going to just, like, they can hit the Herald here. So I just use it, right? And this clears the body. If they did the other the other way around, sorry. Like, they swing over the Herald. Then, like, the SSP, but like it comes back, right? Like it doesn't really matter. Yeah. So they have all this stuff. I'm ready to ash this, like with the quickness. I'm not letting that resolve. Turns out we're fine here. So we bring back the Cupsy, and we go make a Synchro, and make the Lollipo here. And here I intentionally leave the cookie in grave. So when they activate the second Spirit Belt, I was not expecting this. It was just like my subconsciousness told me to leave the cookie in grave. Yeah, but now cookie gets to come out, gets to pop this. And I'm intentionally not ashing here because I want to ash the floating effect because of the Nightmare Pain. And now we have enough damage and no bodies blocking us from going for lethal here. Alrighty, we're nearing the tail end of our climb. We're going to have a few games going second here. So we do open 3 nifty hand traps. And they're going to add the Ray here. So I didn't ash this because I thought there's going to be on Yummy and I draw here. Yeah, I'm drawing here anyways. But they have call by. So that sucks. It makes me kind of sad. But fortunately for me, I guess this is... If you have linkage, this is definitely a misplay. You should not have summoned the Rose and the Ray here because linkage requires an empty main monster zone. So they can't use linkage to dodge like a Veiler or an Imperm that it could have, right? So, yeah. I mean, they don't have it, so it doesn't matter, right? Yeah, they're just going to go hard make this. And this says you can only use either effect once per turn, right? So you can't use both effects in the same turn. So I'm going to ash this, keep him off of engage. I know this as engaged. You have 2 cards in hand here. And now I have to deal with the pop next turn, which if like the cards in hand, like as long as both of them aren't hand traps, I can probably beat the pop, right? Fortunately, we find Imperm to just turn this off. They still get to like do all this resolving and stuff, whatever, but there's nothing on the field to pop, right? So we beat that pop. Very nice, very nice. We're gonna do some of our own sky striking here. And they have a ghost spell in hand, which is super fine, special to Cupsy, and they have Ash Blossom. But fortunately for us, Cupsy by itself already beats a hand trap. So we just gotta go into the Cupsy way. Kind of awkward that we have to go for a discard here. But it's super fine because I mean, first of all, let me just summon out all the guys, right? But otherwise, I summon the dude, make the snatchy, place the field spell, bring back the guy again, right? The Lollipop way. And we're like super big chilling. The Ray is already resolved here. There are 2 in the grave, so I mean, I banished one, right? It doesn't matter. I still find lethal. They can't block anymore, and we have game on board. Yeah, that wasn't the craziest one, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and fool those here, because if I get Stake Your Soul, reveal Ash, I'm gonna cry. So I just use it early. Yeah. So this deck kind of like gives you 1 draw, and then sets up everything anyways. So I'm kind of sad about that, right? You have the forced release here. We search for a Jokel. They have the Holly Sue already. Yeah. And then they get the trap that can like blow up the field and everything, right? With 3 cards in hand. So plus an unknown. I'm gonna lead the Foolos. Because if they force release, I get a draw. If they use Holly Sue, I get a draw. Or they use it now already. They'll get rid of it. I'm gonna go ahead playing around the imperm columns, of course, here. Yeah, sack off the dead cards. Go for the Murcielago. I just want to see how far I can push here. Playing into this board. Now I intentionally made the Murcielago here instead of my negate, because this plays around the Mad Love, which says return the 1 monster with the lowest defense on the field to the hand. Your choice if tied. And first of all, Ilya Sylvia only has like 14 or 15 defense. Like SP can beat over, right? It has 15 defense. And this guy has like 2k. These have a lot more. So I'm already summoning someone that has more defense than at least the Ripper. And also I reduce their defense, their attack and their defense for this. Plus it just gives me more gas for more plays and stuff. So they're going to go ahead and take this away. But that still bounces their Ripper here, which is very nice. But unfortunately, it does put the Lupus in grave, and I'm an absolute idiot and just fire off Magician Souls. Fortunately, this is like my only hand effect. They have the Ripper here. We get a draw because they made the Ripper. And I'm just hoping that they use the trap and like blow up the whole field, right? So I'm just trying to make plays that'll like make them afraid. Like, ooh, oh no. You better Raigeki me here. Ooh. We flip this over here. And now they decide to go for force release. I think this is like terrible timing, right? Like either, like I already used multiple spells. Wait, no. I pitched the spells, right? No, I already used it. Yeah, I used the Hollowed Azamina. So flipping this doesn't matter. I could just demod anyways. But my only target is souls. But they don't know that, right? I might be on the Gunner. So we're going to set the engage first because I want that card. We already used the Diabell Star. I do not care about this. Their hand rip is at an inopportune time for them. And now when I make the Snatchy, they're going to decide they want to use the Vanquished Soul Snow Devil, revealing 3 attributes in hand, which is crazy because they have 3 cards in hand and they just... Come on, man. Summon out the Raisin, blow up my entire board. And now, even though my opponent had this because it got popped by a card effect, I can just search another Sinful Spoils card. Goated, we love more cards in hand. And the engage that we set previously gets the combo off a bit here now. So very nice that we still have access to all of this stuff here. They're going to go ahead and... yeah, I don't know why I keep playing into Raisin's Call. I'm a real dumbass for that, huh? Yeah, so they're going to go for the draw here. I'm just going to set up my board. Seems like they didn't draw into another hand trap. Now we're going to bring out Ilya Sylvia because I want to be able to negate the Caesar Valius that we know is in hand. Bring out a bunch of guys here. And now we're going to target both of their monsters. and then both of our monsters. Now this forces the Caesar because if they don't use it here, they don't control any more guys, and then they just can't do anything. So they're forced to use it here. And this is where I'm just gonna fire off my negate. And then of course, so we don't bounce our own guys, we chain our Snatchy to use them as synchro material immediately. Our opponent has absolutely nothing left over. Yeah, except the set is probably a bluff, right? So we get to break this whole board and swing for game. Remember, we only got like one draw off of the Charmy, and then yeah, like 2 on our turn. Then I guess, right? Which is already yeah, very. It's not as powerful as the Maxi, but it kind of helps you get those extra cards that you need there. And for our final replay, that got us to duel level max. We're going to be going second again. All we have is a Fuelos, and this time I'm holding it. Yeah, I was about to cry because of Stake Your Soul, but they reveal a dark and not ash, so that never punished, right? Like the thing is, the reason you want to use it early in most cases is because if they Stake Your Soul, reveal ash, you chain Fuelos because you want that guaranteed draw. They can just use the ash that they just revealed, and you're cooked. And because the deck is inherently kind of bricky, you like they have situations where their hand is like Stake Your Soul, ash, and then like force release some other dumbass hand trap, right? Or like they need the ash in hand to like be able to play, right? Or maybe they have like another earth in hand or something, right? Something that doesn't play. So there's a chance that if they use ash on your Fuelos and standby phase, they can't actually play because they don't have anything to reveal with Stake Your Soul. So that's like a fair chance. So they have to like let it go or pass their turn anyways. But it hasn't come up yet. Apparently what does come up though is a shifter. So I mean we draw into ash. We're on a billion hand traps. I'll show you the deck list after this duel. So it's very nice that we draw one that's live as well here. Just want to keep them off of the Snow Devil, right? Now they have all like the K9 stuff. They get to add a bunch of stuff here. The Jokel as well, right? Holly Sue, this is crazy. Summon out all this stuff. Have the Ripper. Imperm, it's so good. It's so good. We're just so much better, right? All right, now they set one and they pass on this. So now we draw the dead one. Thankfully, right? So I'm going to go ahead and draw a card here. All right, so we know one card in hand is the Mad Love. Maybe we know the other one. I forgot here. Set card is unknown. Ripper can negate from hand or graveyard. And what's really great is it's still shifter, right? So all my plays are screwed. Very unfortunate. I'm gonna lead with the map, and turns out they have Snow Devil. So at least we can't get popped here. But the other really unfortunate part is they have the brick guy in hand, the Lupus, right? Because this guy can actually summon himself from the hand as well. They can't send to the graveyard off of Zuna or something because of shifter. So very unfortunate for us here. And they have the field spell for follow-up, which already makes me really want to like finish the duel this turn. So I'm going to try to summon out a bunch of bodies here. I'm going to see if we can't find a way to cheese out lethal here. And we're going to have to be mindful of our resources. Now, unfortunately, the surprise is just gone forever. We can recur the other stuff if our field spell gets sent to the graveyard. We can do that off of stuff like Ursiella or the whatever the Azamina chick's name is. Oh, the Diabell Star, exactly. Yeah, so they can Lupus for Typhon here, which kind of sucks because I can't kill them through that. But what this does ensure is that Lupus is gone for the entire game. Right, he's in the banishment now. They can't recover this. Snow Devil is also gone forever. They lost to Typhon, lost to Holly Sue. I'm not sure about Lantern, whatever, right? So I'm going to go ahead and make a Snatchy here. right? Because our graveyard is empty. All this stuff got banished. So now we have the Veiler here. And yeah, most of the yummy disruptions to deal with. They're going to search for a raisin. They have the field spell. I'm sad. I'm going to go for the cookie way here. Yeah, I want to just flip this here. I think this is probably not correct if we're being honest, right? Especially because Cookie can't actually pop any of these guys. So we're going to go ahead and grab the draw off of the Cupsy here. They're going to fire off the Holly Sue. Someone from the deck. And I'm really low on life points. He's been burning me with Borger. They're just trying to swing to get the damage here. And then next turn, they could just activate this, reveal Earth and a Fire, and kill me. So this is my last activation of the link that I have. But fortunately, it does let me summon out the Lollipo, get a billion attack on all these guys, so I don't actually take any damage, and now I don't die. Now we're going to go tag out here for more bodies, get the other Synchro back here, and then use the Veiler. They can't tag this out with a Caesar or whatever. And now because they get to burn me here, I can't actually ever quick effect the Snatchy here. But what I can do is I can grab me a Hollowed Azamina. Just go straight into the Ilya Sylvia. Lollipo away. And now, unfortunately here, I can't actually just bounce their board again with the surprise. And they're going to go ahead and take control of one monster opponent controls with the lowest attack. And I want to give them just the Worthless Cupsy. Now, what's interesting is they actually get to draw a card off of that. So maybe I shouldn't have given them Cupsy. I don't know. But we're keeping the Ilya Sylvia to delete the guy in hand. And yeah, we went to time limit. So yeah, these are some actually really good back and forth duels. So I had a blast playing them. And here we have the deck list. This is I feel like this is just the best way to play. I love the ratios. Everything feels so good here. For the engine, 3 Cupsy, 2 Marshmallow. Like those are the good ones that you want to see. We have one of these 2 guys. They're still good extenders. But they just don't have as much push as the other cards. And then we're going to be on 1 surprise and only 1 minion. I don't think Acro is worth it. I haven't been seeing a lot of Draco Tail. That's like the main reason there is to play. I really don't want to see this card in my hand ever. So, I mean, unless I get like impermed on the link, right? I guess. Whatever, right? I just don't feel like it's necessary. And as you see, we won all those games without it. Then, of course, a small striker package here. I'm on 1 engage because there's often a lot of times where you have 2 spells in grave, and then you just get a free draw, which is amazing because half the deck is hand traps. And then, of course, the Hornet Drones. Yeah, Camellia, so any 2 bodies can go into Kagari as well. After searching for our Hornet Drones. Also, because Hornet Drones is at 1 and we're on a low card count, I don't want to run the Widow Anchor in this. I'd rather just have hand traps my non-engine slot instead. So we're going to pull the engage from the deck and then the Hornet Drones, and then we don't have any more dead engages. If we're playing more cards, I would run more engage so I can see the card more often because it's a good card. But I don't want to see another engage and just have it be dead, like ever. That's just, it feels terrible. The pre-release map is just more copies of Cupsy, essentially. It's so good. Exactly. And then the Diabell Star, it's great, right? Like you make Demod, you get to the Azamina engine, everything. You don't need your normal summon for this. This card gives so much push. It's so good. I really enjoy playing this. Of course, you have the Wanted that we play for this as well. And I'm on 2 Deception. You can just tribute like dead hand traps like the Fuas or the Perulias, or whatever, right? And because we have 2 of them, like opening it isn't that bad, right? Because this plus any monster just gets you to your full combo anyways. And then we can also just cycle through multiples with the Diabell Star. And Souls can just send an extra copy as well. We always have some for follow-up. And even if we shuffle this back off of the Wanted, we still usually have a second one in rotation as well. So that's very nice. This is unfortunately the brick for this. This is our payoff at the end as a negate. And this just gives us a billion cards advantage. You guys saw the lines. It's great. Yeah, just make sure you don't forget to turn the Diabell Star into a D-mod before you sack it off or anything. For the rest of the extra deck and the main deck, we have this as the bridge between the engines. I mean, you saw me do it, right? We can just make their Cielo, send the field spell, which is free, and then LZ, when it's sent to the graveyard as synchro material, can go ahead and search for our Deception, and then we just pop off from there. You could probably run a Boral Savage here instead, like I mentioned previously. I think this just, like, it's so much more fun. High rolling feels more fun. You get deck knowledge and everything, so you know how do you want to sequence your Yummy Disruptions, because those come in, like, they're not all at the same time, right? They come after one another. Very nifty. You could also consider cutting a second Snatchy for maybe like a Link Rebo, probably All Mirage. I don't think I would play the Gunnar. I don't think it's worth it. I don't want to draw the quick play brick. The card sucks. Yeah, and then we have SP. Unfortunately, no space for IP. For our non-engine, yeah, we played all the good ones, right? So Maxi's broken. Fuelos is super good. We need Ash to stop this stuff. I'm not actually on Call By or Crossout because those cards feel terrible going second. We're on Droll because it just ends Mitsurugi's entire career. Hurts like Radiant Typhoon stuff if they don't play in the draw phase and everything. Like, this card just ends turns on its own, so you kind of want to have this. Plus, if they're trying to dick you out under Maxi or something, you can just draw yourself. So that's pretty nice. We cut the Perulias down to 2 from 3. I was also playing a Ghost Spell in here as well, but I think Droll is just way better. Veiler is super goated. It's like Imperm. The advantage to Imperm is it doesn't trigger K9 stuff, and you can use it on your own turn. The advantage of this is slightly less in this deck in one sense, because you can't just normal summon it for Link Rebo or All Mirage to like help play around hand traps better. But it's also very nice because Veiler plus the LZ actually just combos. I mean, I guess like LZ plus any other hand trap also combos, because you like special this and then you normal the other thing, and then you go into Camellia. But you can just fuse off the effect Veiler, save your normal summon in case something goes wrong, and go straight into the Murcielago, which will then grab your Deception and then just pop off, get everything you need. So it feels really, really great. I really like this build. I don't think I would change anything about it. Yeah, if you guys want to just play it as is. Oh, actually, this maybe this should be a Sorrow Cat. I'm not sure. I have not tested Sorrow Cat yet. I think in like 60 cards like Tsurugi and stuff, then you definitely want to have Sorrow Cat because you want to recycle the Herald after using the search. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoy it. All right, bye-bye.